I got one good question for you, maybe multiple questions. However, are you looking to fund your next big idea, or you need funding for your business, or you probably just want to know what your credit profile need to look like to get funded? Well, I'm going to show you how you can get about $60,000 in funding. I'm going to walk you through the process step by step by step. So with that being said, you already know what time it is. Let's get right into it. What's up, family? I'm back with another one. Hey, if you're new to the channel, welcome to the family. So in today's class, we're going to learn how to get $60,000 in available credit, either to jumpstart a business or use it for funding or leverage it to make more money. You know how we do. So with that being said, go grab a pen, go get some paper, and you know, you got to get you something to drink. Cause this is going to be a good one. So I'm gonna break this down in 3 steps. So the first step we're gonna do is make sure our credit profile looks attractive. It looks nice, it looks good. So when the lenders look at it like, yeah, I need to approve this person. So the second step we gotta do is make sure the relationship, we're gonna build that relationship with the banks, make sure we get that trust, they trust us so we can get approved. And the third step is we're gonna go get this money. So let's get into this lesson. Hey, welcome to today's lesson. Hey, I know you should be excited. You about to get this money. I'm about to break everything down to you. So let's get into it. So the first thing, we got to make sure our credit profile looks attractive. So I know a lot of people have Credit Karma. This is what I'm gonna use right now. However, you should have Smart Credit Experience, but what the banks are looking at is your FICO score. Credit Karma don't show your true score. You're looking at your FICO score. So in order to get your FICO score, you want to go to myfico.com or Experian.com and get your FICO scores, and it's going to break down all 3. However, we're going to look at our credit profile, make sure everything's look attractive so we can get this money. So first things first, right? You got to pay attention to, you want to make sure you're hitting on all these factors. But the most key thing is you want to make sure your credit score is way up there. So you want to at least have a 740 or higher. Because we need to get this money. We need to get about $60,000 in funding. So make sure your credit score is at a 740 or higher before you apply for anything. If it's around there, 739, 730, 715, whatever. But if you can get to a 740 or higher, the better, right? So if it's at a 741 or 732, it's fine, right? But try to get to a 740 or higher because that's more better. But first things first, you want to make sure payment history. Hey, it has to be at 100%. This is key. I don't care what people told you, 99%, 100%, right? Even if the payment was like 4 or 5 years ago, we want to get max funding. So we need to be at 100% because if the banks look at our credit profile, they're gonna be like, all right, this person pays back on time. So 100%. Second thing, utilization below 10%. On all credit cards, that you have on your credit profile, it need to be below 10%. I know people tell you 30, 20, 15. No, 10% or 0%. If you get it at 0%, is better, but 10% or better. 10% or lower is way better. Now, derogatory marks. You want to make sure you have no negative accounts. Please, when you apply for credit and you trying to get funding, no derogatory accounts, right? No recent collections, no charge off, repossession, bankruptcy, none of that. Evictions, make sure you have none of that on your credit report. Age, you want to have at least 2 years, age. Now, I know this is going to be kind of hard if you just started. So if you have 1 year, that's fine, but just know that you need to get the maximum amount of funding. So 2 years plus. Hey, the optimum is at least get 5 years, but I know 2 years. 2 years is good because they see this person managed credit the last 2 years. They can see this person, I'm gonna give this person money. Now, accounts, you wanna make sure you have mix of accounts. If you don't have no revolving accounts, why would a bank give you some money? So if you was the bank and they looked at your credit profile, or you looked at somebody else's credit profile and this person had like 0 credit cards and this person had about 15 credit cards, most likely they don't get this person to have 15 credit cards. So make sure you have a lot of accounts on your credit profile. Don't have like 2 or 3 or 4 accounts. You want to have probably like 10 accounts on your credit profile before you apply. If you have 8, 9, that's fine. But 10 or more is what you should be reaching for. Now, hard inquiries. You don't want to have 3 or more hard inquiries within the last 6 months because the bank's gonna consider you thirsty. They're gonna be like, yo, this person needs money. Why would they give somebody that needs money? We want to look like we don't need this money. We just apply because we just feel like it, right? So don't look thirsty. knock all your hard inquiries. And if you have a lot of hard inquiries on your credit profile, just watch this video right here. Just watch this video right here. I'm gonna show you step by step. I'll knock all them things off. So make sure this is all, perfect, attractive, look good. And if it's not, make sure you clean it up. I'm gonna show you some videos on how to clean up these derogatory, get everything where it needs to be. That's the first step. Before we get into the second step, I know a lot of y'all been asking, how can I get access to the 100K Blueprint? How can I sign up for this? Before you even sign up for this, and you gotta join this workshop, I gotta make sure you qualify for the 100K Blueprint. So if you wanna sign up for the workshop, the link is in the description. However, let's get into the second step. So the second step, you want to start creating a relationship with banks, right? And the best banks to create a relationship is with credit unions. So make sure you sign up with credit unions. The reason why you want to create a relationship with local credit unions because they're competing with the bigger banks. They have that power to give you funding right on spot. Unlike the bigger banks where they have to send up your stuff and see if you get approved. However, you're most likely going to get approved because your credit profile looks attractive. However, we're not going to the big banks. We're going to go with the credit unions because the credit unions give us about $15,000, $20,000, $10,000 in available funding, right? Off your first credit card. And this is the reason why you want to create a relationship with the credit unions because they have more to prove. They want to make sure, just like how Navy Federal, everybody know Navy Federal Credit Union give out big limits, right? If you've been with them for a little minute, you created that relationship, they're going to give you about $20,000, $15,000, $30,000 in available funding, right? So the first thing you want to do is make sure we're going to go sign up for six banks. And here's why, right? Here's why. You want to make sure you go to these banks, you got to do your research, right? I can't give you everything. You got to do a little bit of research. But you want to go to 2 banks that only pull from Experian. You want to go to 2 banks that only pull from TransUnion. You want to go to 2 banks that only pull from Equifax. That's 6, right? So we're going to get $10,000 from each single bank, or at least 10, or close to it, all right? If we don't get 10,000 and we get 5, 6, 7, 8, that's okay. But because we can always ask for a limit increase. So don't get discouraged if you got a $4,000 limit or a $5,000 limit or a 6, 7, right? Don't get discouraged if you don't get $10,000 off RIP or $15,000. If you get $5,000 or even $3,000, we can increase that over time, right? In the next 3 months, 6 months, we can ask for a limit increase. We're not gonna mess up these credit cards because we need more funding eventually later, right? So we're doing this, we set the foundation. We wanna get banks that only pull from Experian. We want to get banks that only pull from TransUnion. We want to get banks that only pull from Equifax. And we're trying to get 10K at least from each single bank. So, and this is the reason why you want to make sure you don't have 3 or more hard inquiries because we can apply for 2 banks, lock our TransUnion, lock our Equifax, and go to banks that only pull from Experian and get funded. We can go to banks that only pull from TransUnion and lock up our other 2 and make sure they don't pull, and do the same thing for Equifax. So go to like 6 local credit unions if you can. Some can be out of state or some nearby, and just sign up. All you need is with credit union, all you gotta do is put like $15, $20. Ask them first, but about $20 to even sign up in a savings account. You don't need a checking account, but you just want to create this relationship first. Open up a product. Now, once you open up a product with them, now we're gonna get this money. Step number 3, hey, we about to go get this money. We about to go get 10,000, 15,000, 20,000, right? We might get approved for 20, 25. We want to go get this money. So after you build the relationship with the banks, right? You put, a couple deposits in. You created that relationship. You talk to the manager. You talk to people. You got all nice. Hey, I always tell people to walk into the bank, build that relationship. Talk to the branch manager because the branch manager has the approval. Some other people have the approval to give you $5,000 right there on the spot. But create that relationship. Go in there, professional. Talk business. Don't be in there looking all, crazy, right? Why would they give you money? They're like, man, this person ain't gonna be able to manage money. You want to look professional. So you got to do what you got to do, right? So just go in the bank, look professional, casual, whatever, casual wear. Don't look all crazy when you go into the bank. With me, I always go to, when I go to the bank, I always go in uniform because they love people in uniform. If you're in uniform, go to the bank. If you got a uniform, if you're a firefighter, police officer, or you got a profession, hey, go in there, look professional, go in the bank and create that relationship. Now, after you create that relationship, wait about, you don't have to wait, but wait about a couple weeks. It don't matter, a couple weeks, a month, 2 months. But just wait about a couple weeks and then go to apply, right? Make sure your credit profile is all good first before you go apply. Now, once you go apply, make sure everything, like you did your research, make sure your TransUnion is frozen, make sure your Equifax is frozen, right? You can download the apps and freeze everything. So lock everything up if you need to, and then go to the banks that only pull from that certain credit bureau and just apply, ask for 10,000, or you can apply over the phone, or you go in there and apply, whatever you want to do, go apply, and then get the credit card that got reward points. Go for the credit card that have reward points, because that's better, because every time you use that credit card, you're gonna get a point, right? Or they might have some type of points where they give you 20 or 30 or 40,000 if you spend 1,500 or 2,000. So go to the bank that go get the credit card that have reward points, and you're gonna go to do that for Experian. You're gonna do the same thing for TransUnion and Equifax, right? If you can do all 6 in one day, do it. If you got to do it 2 at it, 2 one day, 2 the next day, 2 the third day, do it whatever you feel comfortable with. But what you want to do is go get this money. Now, if you have problems with credit, right? If you have issues, if your credit profile is not where it needs to be, if you have a charge off, repossession, eviction, bankruptcy, right? There's a process on how to remove all these things off your credit report. I talk about it in plenty of my videos. However, what you want to do is remove the derogatory marks. Now, watch this video right here, or if you don't have time, if you want my team to do it, knock these things off your credit profile, all you gotta do is call this number right here and we'll be able to assist you. All right, I'll see you in the next class.